This conference will now be recorded.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Okay, only there. So Raj, so basically till now what we have done, we have come till the initial part of story. So we have done how to make a data model. That how we have seen how to make filters, what kind of filters we have. Then we have discussed about how we are going to make formulas. So now we are going to come to the conceptual part of story. So last lesson we also seen how to build a simple table report. For example, various time you have a requirement that you need to fetch reports, especially for onboarding and PMGM. So onboarding and PMGM model, they stick to a specific table reports rather than having multiple charts and widgets. So occasionally they need to have those things, but for employee center recruitment model, they require more charts and widgets. So yeah, in case of onboarding and PMGM, you will deal with the most of time the table reports only, especially in onboarding, because onboarding didn't because they required much more data in table format only, because they want dump of them the people who are going to join the company, and they want to process related things they want to have as a information in the report. But in terms of employee central and the recruitment, you're going to have multiple reports that need to be built, and LMS also. Yeah. So till now we have seen how to make a simple table report. So now today we are going to see how to make a pivot report. So we have discussed the same thing in the Canvas report. You may remember that in Canvas we have in both the reports of Canvas, detail as well as advanced. So we have seen that we have to make a pivot report. For that we need to make first a data model query, then save that, come back to next page, next UI, then put the fields here and there, and then get the report done. So it's very tedious task and very lengthy process in Canvas report to get a pivot of that. And another thing we can't do in Canvas is that we cannot make extra row or extra column, or we cannot have a total of the measures. For example, we want to have taken the count of all the genders, but at the end you want to have a count of all those gender thing. That we can't do in detailed reporting, Canvas reporting. We cannot do condition formatting thing. We cannot rearrange and sort and those sort of things. We can't do directly in the pivot report via a Canvas report. But we can achieve much more thing in a simpler way, in a faster way in story report. So today we are going to see how to make a pivot report. So today we are going to take some use cases. So basically the first use case you have, to especially they want to have a gender specific information that you in the tabular form. For example, you want to see as per the legal entity how many male female are there, and you want to have a percentage of that in tabular form. Okay, and at the end you want to have a count of that. So we can achieve that thing via pivot report. Then we may have a requirement whereas you want to have pay component thing. So whatever pay components are there which are assigned to the user, so that particular pay component value should be come in a pivot way. Pivot way means that one row one value. There should have duplicates there. So that is another use case. So the next use case is that you can make a recruitment report. You want to see how many applicants are there per job requisition or per recruiter, or how many application ID per gender. So in that case, these are some use cases where you can use a pivot report. There may be much more use cases, but specifically these are some are majorly asked use cases by the customer. And most probably here, the most thing you should able to understand is that first thing is going to be step going to be same, that you need to first make a data model, and then you need to go back to make a pivot report. So now let's see how to make a pivot report. So this is a new instance. So whatever we have done for that instance has been removed. So I have make just to save time, I will make some report. Okay, I will just click on edit. Yeah, just a minute, will be up here. So what I will do for same thing, just first insert a table. It's my screen problem. Okay. Yeah, it's not going. Okay, no worry. So here what I have done that. So this is my table report. Okay. So this is my table. So I can click here. So you may remember that this is the option via which we can remove or take builder section. So if you click on this, so people tend to forget this thing. They want to have builder, but what they do, they just click here, go to edit, styling, and from there they come and take this builder section. But that section can be taken via this step, via this right side panel. Click on this, click on this. If you click on this, you will get a builder section. You want to hide this particular thing, just click on this option, it will get hide. Okay. So right now we have seen that we have two table structure, cross tab and non-aggregated list. So basically we have always whether you're going to build a pivot report or you build a simple report, always take as a cross tab. The reason being is that in cross tab you will never get duplicates, you will get a good report. The report is also going to work fine. So it will have less errors as compared to non-aggregated. And SAP also mentioned same thing, that always try to take cross tab as a table type building the report. And most probably, and for pure report, this is the only option we have, cross tab. So now take it as a cross tab. The way what we done in the Excel, for example, if you have an Excel sheet and you want a pivot of that, then once you click on the pivot query, then you have the option to drag and drop the the rows and columns, and then a measure and what action you want to perform the measure. Just recall what we have done in the just remember what you used to do in the Canva, in the Excel report. You want to make a pivot of that. Same similar thing logic wise. So here we have by default rows and columns. So okay. So what row means what you want to have here, and column means what you want to have at your above side. And then, so here most important thing is the measure chosen, because right now see what so as per my requirement, I want to have the count of people based on the gender specific thing. See how many for per legal entity, what is count of gender, male, female, undeclared, maybe null or something. So I want to have count of that. So in that case, the most important thing here in pivot is the choosing the right measure. Okay. So basically, we'll give you some shortcut for that. So for example, if you want to have anything with respect to user IDs or users, you want to have a count of users, count of any employee ID with respect to dimension like gender, like ethnicity, like department, division, and so on. Whereas you want to have a count of individuals, people which are there in the organization. In that case, always take measure as a count. Sure, sure. And if other side, if you want to have to build a report on pay components, so in that, what define the pay component? The amount value. So the amount is going to be your a measure. So entire report will run on the amount, and then they will make accumulation of the amount field per pay component. For example, we go for recruitment. You want to make a report how many applicants are there per requisition or with respect to the recruiters. In that case, what you can do, you can take as a application ID as your measure. So these are the use cases. So apart from the wherever you get a use case where you want to have a count of the users or a number of users per dimension, that may be like gender, department, division, and so on. In that case, always take measure as a count. Apart from that requirement, if you have a specific requirement not for the user specific thing, in that case, what the field defined by, what value should come in that field, take that as a measure. So any doubt, any concern still here, anything need to repeat it or understood her?
So basically, when we do in Excel the pivoting, it is a
Mhm.
similar series of steps we have to follow here also, right? That's what I understand.
Yeah, but here we have more simpler than Excel. Excel, what we have, first you need to have the entire subset of data. Here we have a live data. So here what we can do, we can choose what fields we have taken. So I have taken this field from a data model. But in Excel, first to have the sheet of entire fields there. Then you make a pivot of that, and that only represent the data from the sheet. But here it's live data.
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and it's more complicated. The Excel also much more complicated sometime, rows and rows. But yeah, but here it's much more easier and simpler way, like 5-minute task to do make a pivot report. And people don't know these things, because this is a more conceptual way. No one tried to find those things. So it's more easy for 5-minute task to make a pivot report in Canva, in story reporting, as compared to Canvas. You go to Canvas, it take around half an hour to build a Canva pivot report. So let's build a simple one. So what I want to have here as a legal entity. So I will just take it as a legal entity. So these are the fields what I've taken from my data model. So just click on the legal entity name. So it will come here, and column wise what I want to have the same thing. Here we have Excel sheet, drag and drop in the Excel where we drop the rows, drop the columns, and take a measure and take a what action we want to perform on that measure. By the summation, addition, count, and those things we can do the reduction, the operation part. So here my measure is going to be count because I want to count the entities. Now you can see here. Here we have the count of people per legal entity. Now I want to define that count as compared to gender. Just go back here, click on gender from column side. Okay, now you can see. So here you need to click on measures. So whatever measures are there by default will be appeared here. Okay, right now we have only one measure called as count. We're taking the count. Okay, click on cancel. I'll just remove this thing. Now you can see this is our requirement. So basically I don't want to have. Okay, we take null, no issues. So right now we can see here this is gender specific information. We have got PO'd in a 2-minute task. If you want to do same thing in Canvas, it's a big process. You may remember that what we have done in Canvas. So this is the way. First you need to choose your measure rows. Simple step is that just first choose your measure you want to have. Once you choose your right measure, then choose what should come in the row side and what should come in the uh, column side, and your work has been done in Pivot. So right now this is a simpler thing we can do achieve anyway. So right now, for example, you also want to have a count of this side. You want to have a count of these null, undeclared, female, male here. Okay, you also want to have a count of that. So how to achieve that thing? So for doing that thing, just click on this gender because we want to have the count of gender. Okay, so here we have two dimensions there. One is gender, one is legal entity name, and here this is a measure which is called as a count. Okay, so just click on this, right click on this. Okay, now go to display option, sorry, show height, and now click on totals. Once you click on totals, then see by default you want to have total of this thing. So for example, you want to have total of your legal entity name. For example, you want to have total of these fields. Then click on the legal entity name, click on show height, click on totals. Now you can see here you will get total of, see your totals are like this. But basically we want total of these, not like in horizontal way. Okay, now I just remove. How to remove this in totals? So click on show height, untick this, your total will get removed. So in this way you will get the information of total things. What is total of this accumulation? Okay, now I want to have a percentage. I want to see the female and male percentage here as a extra column, because I don't want to do those things once I get the report extract to some things offline. I want to make the things in the report itself, because it's also tedious task every time. Just go and make those things of for custom formulas or something requirement outside the once you take the report export. So I want that thing should be come here. I want to have a male and female percentage. So how to achieve this thing? So basically for that we need to have an extra column. So how to get the extra column? Now I want column after female. So I'll just click on the female, just right click here, add column. Okay, and I will go for single. Okay, now you can see here we have taken extra column. Okay, now is the way what to do in Excel in the building of formula. Same way we will build a formula from here. Like I want to want to have a percentage of female. The formula would be 10 divided by 25 into 100. Okay, this is my formula, basic formula mathematics. So is equal to same way what to do in Excel sheet. Remember, I want to have female divided by, I want to have totals. Okay, into 100 because I want to have in percentage. Now enter. Now we can get that thing a percentage wise. But there's another drawback because we can't take a percentage as symbol here. Okay, that's another drawback here. You need to just type it as here male percentage. Sorry, just type as male, then type it as a percentage. But we can't take the value of percent like something like here as an indicator. Okay, that is another thing. So yet still is evolving. Maybe in coming releases we may get that feature, whereas you can just get the apply put the percentage value here also, symbol here also. Okay, so in doubt any concern till here, Anything not understood? Need to repeat it?
Clear, Akash.
Yeah. So now in the same way, sorry, my bad. It should be female. Just my bad. It should be female. So I will, yeah, female. Now I want to do it for the male. So just and tell me the steps for male, Raj. I want to have male
So
percentage.
next to mail, add a new column, right click, new column,
Hmm.
single,
Okay, correct.
single, and then, yeah,
What's the
so
formula?
mail,
Hmm.
yeah, formula is mail divided
Hmm.
by 25, I mean total
Huh.
into 100.
Yeah, correct. No one knows this thing, huh? This knowledge, people
I
tend
truly
to
agree,
forget.
I truly agree. Yeah,
People forget. People never knows
people
because
forget
they
it.
don't tend, because see they will go for the story is something, it's a big ocean of things. SAP has given a lot amount of things. You need to explore those things. So I get to explore because I have those requirements. I don't have any other options, so I have requirements. So I need to go and deep dive all the things. So SAP also are not given those information, in the correct way in the documents also. So that is another concern part, because SAP has like a lots and lots of things are there in story reporting to achieve, but they don't have proper information material, something like that. So that is the reason there are some things which are unhidden, which is not yet explored. So there is much, and every coming releases they have given some more things. So we'll just give an example, like building a the chart widget called as a pie chart on it. So there, the legend we have. So initially we don't have inline because we don't want to have merge rows into columns into the one as a measure. So that now they have given that inline option also available. So it make life very easier. So SAP is doing all sort of things, but more important thing is that they're not documenting anywhere in proper way, so that people can go and read and just apply that particular logic and in their story reporting. So that is another concern part. So this will always come with the requirements. Some more rigid requirement you are going to have, you're going to learn that thing in a you know in right or in a fast way. So we have these requirements because these are the requirement which has taken by the customers, every time, because you want to build any kind of ethnicity report. For what we have for ethnicity or diversity part. So what some requirement is that they want male percentage, then you want to have like diversity and non-diverse. So what they have for female and undeclared as a diverse, rest is non-undiverse. So they may have come with various nomenclatures, but logic is going to be same. You can perform all the actions as compared to plus manners and those things and make the
Yeah.
report available. Yeah.
No, if I want, now I go by legal entity, the aggregated count,
Mm-hmm.
female and male distribution
Mm-hmm.
percentage, right? So if I
Mm-hmm.
if I want to add from business unit,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
from the business unit, legal entity wise, I want to know the
yeah,
percentage.
yeah,
Is it possible?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just do one. Just need to add here. Just do one thing. Take it as business unit is there. This unit name. Okay. So what I will do, I'll just add it here. Business unit. Sorry, legal entity should be first name, then business unit. My bad. Because this is bigger one, na? See here we have this confirmation.
This is brilliant. This is what usually the HR leaders ask.
Yeah, we can do that thing. We have legal entity, in that we have two business unit name, corporate, in that we have two females, out of which two are males, 100%, 52%. Yeah, do that thing.
So you have no limits in story
Hmm.
when it comes to adding diamond row and column, right? The
Yeah, 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 yeah,
dimension
yeah, yeah,
also.
yeah. But basically, we don't have much more because the pivot report only tends to have a fewer information. But we can add that thing. For example, we can see that while building a pay component report. So where you want to have,
Yeah.
have a user specific information like user ID, first name, last name, your legal entity, and those things, and the end you're going to have your pay components values. We
I
can
said
see that.
I asked one example. You said you're
Mhm.
going to show one onboarding report. Onboarding or
Yeah, yeah,
offboarding, I'm not sure.
yeah. We are going to see that thing at the end of the session. So what I can do, I'll ask you. I will try to build a report on onboarding, but there should be data for that. So I don't know data is there not on in the system, but we'll show the process for that. No worry, we'll build a
Okay.
report at the end.
Okay.
Once we complete the entire report of story, then we can I will showcase how to build a report on PA this one also onboarding also. No worry, do that thing. Not a big task. So in that
Okay.
in
One
that time
one
you
more
also be
query I have.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So in Canvas, there is one change report you show actually. If you
Yeah.
so
Here we
when
don't have
you click the
functionality.
story,
Here, here you don't have, because here we don't have standard function, because there option is there how to make customize, but it's not working properly. There's no use of we have I have tried whatever KB was there, but it's not working properly in the kind of story report. There's no use of making that thing. So if you have a change reporting request, always go and make on Canvas, because they have given the feature there itself. Okay, it's a feature. We can do custom way. We can have a column duplicate, but it's not that good. Not giving right values in the output. So I have tried that thing for various customers, but it's not working fine. So I just skip that thing. I just go back to Canvas and make a change report and give to them if they require to ask. Yeah, we don't have change reporting here, right? Maybe it will come in coming releases, so it will become. So I think the option they will give, but yeah, still we don't have the option right now. For that, we need to explore Canvas only. So that's the reason I have taught Canvas tables and story, because there are some portions where that is not come or not covered, not yet been in the can story reporting. That's going to be only done via specific report type. So that's our reason that we have covered all the report types, so that your at the end of the moment you need to deliver something to the client. The client never cares via which mode you want to give them data to him. He want to have the information, whether you give it from a table, canvas and story. He don't care that thing. He only want to have information. But there's something, for example, you have a change reporting request, but you can't perform via story reporting. Then and if you don't know we can do in the canvas report, then again you will say no to customer, and some way around he find that things doable. Then there is a question mark on your credibility in reporting. That's the most challenging part, confirming customer is doable, not doable. So for before confirming customer is not doable, we need to do all the activities. We need to go and search in and out of the report suite, because it may happen that he may have more agencies or more consultant agencies, and if they say that it's possible, and if they deliver that thing, then the client will have very difficult to faith in you. So that's a very challenging part of reporting. So that is the reason we have tried to make sure that we have taught each and every aspect of reporting, so that at the end of the day, when once you have requirement, then you are the person to gauge well which report type will suit it for your requirement, and then based on that you can provide them the solutioning. Yeah. So now I will just remove this business unit name. We will take this afterwards. No worry. First we make some reports on our
yeah,
side and we take it afterwards. Yeah, because look feel wise, it will be confusing initially. So I'll just make one legal entity, then we can add those things here. Business it is doable. So now what happens? So I have built this my information. Okay. Now it's like right now I also want to have a conditional formatting saying that whatever like for female especially. So my I want to have the indicators where saying that if the percentage is less than 40 or 40 till 30 till 30, that should come as a red indicator, because right now diversity is the most important thing in the organization. They want to have equality. They want to have equal female and male in the organization. So in that case, now by seeing this, they are a bit tedious. They don't want to have to go and apply filter and then go take the report export and those things. So what they want to have right now, they want to have a conditional formatting that they should have indicators. If the percentage is less than 30, should come as a red, or if it's more than 30, come as green, something like that. So now we'll see how to achieve a conditional formatting here. So just click on this option, same thing, right click, go to threshold, and plus add new threshold. Okay, once you click on new threshold, so you have those number things. Okay, range. So form, we have ranges. For right now it's a critical warning for me if the value is between 0 to 30, okay, or 35. And then I'm bit neutral, warning if the value is 35 to 50 or 45. Okay, and then I'm okay if its value is greater than 45. Okay, so have you got this logic, the conditional formatting? Because for
yeah, I
this,
get it.
yeah, for female I want to have indicator that's red, because if it is 35 because if it's less than 35, it means that we need to do some action items there, okay, in terms of the hiring. If this is neutral, because we are okay with this thing, but still we need to improve this, we are agreed with that thing. Now click on apply. Now you can see here we have indicators. See here. Now we also have one
Very
thing
nice.
called as in cell chart. If you click on in cell chart, you have those like depend upon the count, we'll have those information like in this coloring format also right now. So it means that depend upon the number 30, they will have the rank wise. So you have this thing also. But another drawback is that we cannot have the same information once you take the report export. Once you take the report export, we only have numbers, not this information like what we have seeing here. It's only visualization part till the table report. Okay, not in the export. In the export, you will get a normal value of 40 only, not this indicator or something like this. Okay, so still SAP is working on this. Maybe in coming releases they can give that thing, but right now it's not doable. For example, if we take a report export, so in doubt till here, anything not understood, need to repeat it.
Clear, clear.
Yeah, so just take a report export, just go to export, and now what step need to do here in the report export in the scope? What should I take in scope?
Excellent, excellent.
No, not XLS, in the scope. Here always take CSV as a format file type.
People
In
scope
scope,
as of today.
no, all. We have only two
All.
options
Okay.
available: point of view and all. So point of view means that whatever data is there in the particular this widget, that will only come in your report. So always take as all. It means that you will have all the information in a report. Okay. Now click and rest keep as it is, and don't take XLS. Always take CSV, and afterwards you may change the report format offline, because in because SAP has said us to do that thing, because
Best
in the
practice
large
to
report.
download CSV. Yeah?
Yeah, CSV, because if you have large report now, so there may be a data truncation happen if you take XLS. So that is the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. Here we have the count. Uh, just type out, because last instance we have done now, so we have also able to take the female percentage count. So
Yes.
maybe because of this instance they have the issue. So what you can do, try with your own instance and see, because earlier
Sure.
same thing we are not possible to get this information also. So what I can do, I just try to remove this threshold, just none, do none, just and then take the export and see if it is doable or not doable. Just a minute, I'll do that thing. Take the export, because I've seen that, because initially when SAP has given this for conditional formatting, so initially we not able to take this information not coming in our report once we take the report export earlier, but it was coming from last 3-4 months. I have tried, it's coming in my instance, or even the previous instance we have, it's coming, these values are coming. Let's check because of that is happening or not. I'll just take it as export. So no worries, I will just take it as export as job information, see if I'm going to get. Yeah, we see, because we have taken there as a conditional formatting, because of that we're not able to get the female percentage. Okay, so yeah, so again, so here we have the female percentage and these things. So if you want to have those things in your report, don't need to have a conditional formatting. Or else what you can do, we can have another field here called as conditional formatting, like female percentage conditional formatting, and then you can have a conditional formatting here beside the chart, and then take the report export. Yeah, it's also new learning for me, because we never used to give conditional formatting, but yeah, we have this option, you can explore. So right now you can see in your Excel sheet, here we have this information female, but you can remove this measure, delete, you need to all. Yeah, here we need to give this thing. So again, you need to just go back and uh, oh my goodness. Okay, it's just a formatting thing you do afterwards. Yeah, you can format in your way, like one digit only.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so here we have done this thing. So yeah, so in doubt any, so in this way you can have multiple extra values, extra rows and columns there, and then you can get this
Yep.
information. Okay, basically next we have the client calculation thing, but we never use this thing because they're not required. For example, you want to have like female, for they want to have like you have a moving, you want to have like a accumulated sum. It means that single, always take single, not take repeating, because it may repeat after all the columns. So what will happen here, so we'll get an addition of this thing, like here we have where is accumulated sum, 10 plus of this, then plus of everything here, then plus of everything here, and same way like here accumulated sum. So if you want to have some more formulas, just click on add calculation and you can apply the formulas here. But basically we don't require these things, because especially in HR we don't have that requirement in terms of big like sales and those distribution data, that thing, sales and finance thing, we have those most requirement. In HR we don't require that much of moving sum and those things. But if you require that thing, you can just come in, add client calculation, just click on the formula what you want to have, nothing else. Then here we can have hide column. If we want to hide column, we can hide the column. We can have add column, we can have sorting option, we can do a sorting, we can exclude member, we can remove this member, and then we can filter, we can apply filter on this thing and table functions, then we can download and those things apply to things. Okay, so yeah, this is the information. So now, so should I move to next example?
Sure.
Yeah. So now what we want to have, so my next example is, so I will just take it as this. I want to make a page too. Okay, add a canvas page. Canvas page. So now I want to have a table. So my requirement is that I want to have make a report on the pay component side. Okay. So pay components again a good example. So because it's very difficult for somebody has asked, if for example if somebody has asked you, they want to have a pay component report, whereas they want to see one row one value. Because if you make a normal table report, the for per user you have multiple entries because of the pay components, and it's a very tedious task for the end user to go and see that thing or analyze that particular information. So you have the requirement. So there are two ways of doing this. One way is that you can the way what we done in the canvas, just duplicate the table and apply filter on each pay component and get that thing done. So again, it's a very tedious task. Applying filter, make a table. I will showcase that thing to you. That next step, and then the next values we want to have is a pivot report. Pivot is a way simpler and then quickest way to get that thing. Okay, what I will do, I'll just give you information here. First, so what step I need to follow? Which table structure I need to take for pivot report, Raj?
First up.
Yeah, we have somebody else also. No, you're only there. Okay, last time. Okay, yeah. We have a cross tab thing. Okay, cool. So now I will just go back here. So I will just need to go back to my data model. I will go to more, click on edit data source, click on the job information. So what I will do, yeah. So I'm saying that we have two options available. Like want to have that to fulfill the requirement. What I can do, I can just duplicate each this table and apply filter on each pay component type. I have pay component ID. Okay, we have 10 pay components, for example, or 20 pay components, for example. So here, what I will do, I will have a list of pay components and their IDs or names. So I just click on this, apply filter on the pay component name, and then I will go back, duplicate the table, and then duplicate table, and then. For example, you have 20 pay components in the company. So you so 22 times you're going to duplicate a table. You make a filter on that particular pay component. Then you will go rename that particular pay component. Then take things in a call in the what to say in your report. It's a tedious task. It's not that easy task. And in that course of action, you may sometimes get duplicates also. So to avoid that confusion, we have another option of pivoting. So whereas from the pivot, we can get the things in a very quick and fast way. So I'll just give that information. So yeah. So what I will do, see right now for compensation for see the pay component defined by the amount value, correct? So this requirement,
Yeah.
we don't want to have the user ID information. I want to have the pay components, total count of pay components, accumulation of the pay component as per the legal entity, as per the user specific thing. This user has that basic pay this amount, long service leave this amount, and so on. Whatever pay components you may have. So here I'll take as the amount value, and I will take amount as a measure only. So as I mentioned earlier, that I'll always take everything as a dimension, but here I will take it amount as a measure only because I want to have this as a measure or a dimension thing. So in the report, for example, you have a use case where you want to build a pivot report. In that case, always take the field which you want to have in measure only. Okay. So now click on the OK part. Now I'll just click on the finish. And now let's see. Just do one thing. Let's see, have I taken a first name or last name or not? Personal information. Have I taken first name, gender, last name? Yeah, I've taken that thing, and from here I have taken date of birth. Okay, taken the information. Click on finish. Click on OK. Click on OK. Yeah, just a minute. One set. Yeah. So what I will do then, next step is that, okay, so here I want to have rows. Here I want to take all the info, like I will take it as user ID. I want to have, the first name, last name. I want to have a hire date. I want to have a legal entity name. I want to have a department name. Okay, and so on. And at the end here, this is my information of the user specific information. Okay, or I also want to have gender, gender there. Okay, and now at the column side, so first I will take it as, not dimension, I'll take it as a pay component. Okay, first I'll take it as measure also, my bad. Measure I will take it as a count, I'll take it as amount now. Click on OK. And now I will take it as my column, a pay component. Pay component name. Okay. Now we can see now you can see here the pay component thing. So whatever pay components you have, and come here. Okay. Now, so now I want to have a total of the pay components. How to achieve this thing, Raj? Now I want to have a total of all the pay components here.
Total of the pay component, right? Right click
Where?
on the pay component column
Yeah.
cell.
Okay. Yeah.
Display option.
No, show it.
Show area totals. Yeah.
Totals. Yeah. Simple thing. Two-step thing. Nothing else. Once you start using story now, you will never use Canvas report. That's for sure.
No, this is very nice. You can see that. You need to
Yeah.
explore actually, right? That's the only point.
Yeah, because this happen once we have requirements. See, on our own, we never go to explore anything. But if you have a requirement like this, you have to explore. So it depend upon the project wise also. The more requirement you have, you're more in line with the project of reporting. So people tends to, they don't want to be in a part of reporting. They want to skip this thing. They're okay to do more implementation of any other model rather than building reports. That is the reason, people tend to skip those requirement thing, and they want to put those things somebody else head. So again, same thing. So is, and reporting is something, you need to be very genuine in terms of, with the processes. So in SF reporting now, what I have find till now, key SF reporting is that you can give something customer. For example, customer asking for 100%, at least you can give them 50% of that. There are only few cases where, because of the tool limitations, we can't do anything. But there are some, because there are some may cases, at least you can give something to the customer rather than giving nothing to them. So for that, you always need to have a proof of concept. If somebody asks you a requirement, so if you are doubtful in that requirement, never say that it's not possible. Just tell him that I want to do a proof of concept and I'll get back to you. So just go back and try and to build the same thing in your instance and see if doable, not doable, with all the permutation and combinations, and then reply back to the customer. So same way I feel, take the approach. Wherever customers ask me something, what I do first thing is that if it's straight away know this thing, okay, it's not possible, but still I'm a bit dicey with that thing, I'll just go back, ask few time for that, how to get time from them, saying that we want to do proof of concept. A simple word. So in that case, you can buy time from them, and then you can define those things. Nothing harm in that, rather than giving them wrong commitment. So in reporting, you either can become a hero or a zero. You can't be in middle, because and more important thing, reporting is most important thing right now, because if you go for any live implementation, customer will never give sign off unless until your report is not built. How good you make your implementation? They don't care. They want reports in the hands. Once they have a report, then only they'll give the sign-offs for UATs and those things. So in that case, always buy time from the customer, because same you because sometime it may happen that in that instant you're not able to recall the things, but by building that thing you may recall something, you may get some ideas and build that thing. So as again as an information, so this trick I always use. In that case, again the customers have a, okay, this guy is doing work. See, he is working on that thing. He's doing the proof of concept for us. Again, is good to build the relationship with the customer, and customer will have more trust in you. So these are small steps I personally follow in terms of getting the things done from my side, and take the buy time from the customers. Yeah, so have you taken this thing? So right now, because the last thing you asked me that the user ID, first name, last name. So here we can add n number of fields here, like you want to have like department,
Yeah.
division, those things, and then at the end you have those information. So this step will give you all the information what is there in terms of the legal pay component. You may have that, you may not require that thing. And then what you can do here, I'll just give you another. So this is my report, okay?
Now I
So
want to hide the top one, measure an amount.
no,
How
no,
can I
no,
do that?
yeah, it will come by default because we have taken as amount is the indicator there. So yeah, if you remove
Okay.
this thing, then entire formula will not work. So at the end,
Okay.
you need to do an offline thing. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So last time so what happens right now, we have these number of pay components. Okay. So it's also difficult time because you may not require those pay components every time. So now here we comes in the picture come is like filters. So for example, I only want to have a specific I always want to have a specific if somebody come and ask you, I see here we have lots of pay components here, but I never require these pay components. Okay. Because like for example, Canada, Argentina, and those things are there. I don't want those
I want
information I
I
told
want
you.
to show only those have values in the corresponding pay component, right?
Yeah. So what actually happens? So these are because right now we have 20 pay components in a system. Sometimes the customer is not using those pay components. Okay, so he don't care about those information. Even he will not able to see those information because of the RBP perspective. Whatever target population they have, depend upon that only they are going to see data in the report. But still they don't want to have those information. So what we can do here, we can give them filtering option. So here we can give them page filter on pay components. What I can give them is that, see here, I'll just take a page filter. So right now, last time we have discussed, we have three types of filters. One filter is called as page filter. Page filter means that the filter going to apply only for this particular page for all the widgets what we have built in this page. Then we have a story filter. It means that the filter we're going to apply the entire story. Then we have a table filter like here. Just go back and apply filter on table. So this filter will only going to apply for this table, not for other widgets. Okay. So there we have three filters. So now out of which I want to have to use a page filter. So look good. How to achieve that thing? Just click on this option called as input control, and then for dimensions, I want to have a pay component name. Click by member. I want to click on member, and then I want to have all members except null. Okay, and then click on okay. Now we can see here, I just drag and drop the thing. Now you have this information. Now come here and choose whatever payment you want to choose in the report. For example, only want to have four example like for this basic and this and apply selection. You're going to have this only information in your report. So in this way, so right now you can see here, you only have this information, this pay component information here. Okay, total of this thing, same thing here. Total.
So this is page filter. Huh?
Yes, yeah. This is a page filter. It's called an input control here. This one option, page filter.
Then in this case, page filter is usually a global filter, right? Something like that.
No. The page filter means that means the filter which only apply for this particular page. So for example, here may have you may have two widgets. For example, you make a graph also here. So this filter will also apply on this graph. So whatever widgets you make
Exactly.
in this, whatever make fields you make, widgets whatever you make, and it's going to apply for this filter only, not in this page.
I remember you said in one page you can
Yeah,
have more charts widgets. If
yeah,
you put at a page level, The filters will be applied to all the what do you call broadcasting of those charts
Yeah,
and widgets, right?
yeah. True. Same thing. So in this way, if somebody asks you that they don't want to have those more pay components, so you can give him as a information as a filtering here, page filter of pay component, and get the things done. It's as simple as that. So I just click on this and apply selections. I want to have all the information right now. You also can come by doing this thing also. Edit here. You can do those activities like this. So or for example, you want to have a specific filters, you can also have specific filters here. You can do that thing. You need to come here and do those things. Okay. So this is simplest way. So these are requirements we used to get in a regular interval of time. All the
Usually, what we ask consultants in our company,
hmm
Schlumberger, so we follow many places the dimensions of
hmm
uh, the foundation objects, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
the company, business unit,
hmm
department, subdivisions like this.
Yeah.
I can bring those as a six
Yes, yes,
columns,
yes,
right?
yes. No. You can build as many columns you want to build. So for example, sorry, my bad. I'm going to remove this thing. For example, you want to have more columns. Now just click on this add pane, and under this, click on this. Now here you can add as many columns you want to have in rows option. Under rows, here you can go back and add as many fields you want to have. For example, you want to have like uh, division name. You can add that thing. It's doable. Now you can have any n number of fields under the rows. It's not like no, we can't do that thing. You can take any number of fields. You can take all the foundation object we have,
And also
department,
I
division.
want, yeah, and also I want that same columns, the
Hmm.
same value should be in the measure also, right?
Measure not required because measure is going to work on the pay component. Measure only going to have one value. So basically, what happened? Measure means that you want to have. See, this is the formula what we have built. So what is my requirement is that I should able to see all the pay components and want to see as per user. Okay. So in that case, measure is going to be same. So for example, if you add something in the column, so again it will not solve a purpose. It will make confusion because for example, if you have somebody something like a department something, so it's a confusing part. Now you have amount and department. So what will be have correlation between the amount and department, something like that. So here by default, we'll take everything as a dimension part as a in the rows only, and now and the columns always take as one value called as amount. Sorry, one value called as pay component, and then is my voice echoing?
Yes, Akash, echoing.
Yeah, it's some. I think. Just a minute. I'm making mute and then see. Let's see if you can be on mute. Just a minute. Yeah. Now I think it's good. Yeah. Yeah. So what I'm asking is that right now here we can take n number of pay components. Sorry, n number of dimensions here in the rows, but on columns only take one value because my purpose of building pivot is that in pivot we only take one row, one value. Just remember in the Excel sheet how we build that thing. In rows you have those information, but in columns you always take one information you want to have gender and those things, or gender or something like
I
that.
get, I get it actually, Akash. So if you, can you imagine in one page I have five widgets actually, right? Five different, not widget, five different charts. Male,
Okay.
female, ethnicity, and pay
hmm
components. Now,
hmm
if I put one common filter at a page level, so it up.
Okay. I got your point. Got your point. So in that case, what we can do, we can link that thing. So what I will go back next session. So we have that thing linking. So what I can do, I can
Okay,
link
so it's
only.
possible,
I
right?
can,
It is
yeah. I
possible.
can link this table. What I can do, I can link this table to this table only. So I will apply filter will not apply to rest of the field. So here we have color link dimensions. Here we have, so showcase that thing. We have link analysis, and so click on link analysis. Now I can link this into one table only. So right now we don't have multiple tables. We only want to have one table only. Pivot. See, pivot we only used to have one thing, one table only. We never go with a combination of graph or something. But in that case we can do that. We can make sure that this filter only going to apply for this table, not other widgets. We can do that thing while link analysis. We'll showcase once we're going to build our report there
Okay.
in the dashboard thing. It's doable. We can do that thing. It's doable. not task. But basically, this is a requirement we used to get on regular basis. Whereas you want to build a pay component, and then we have those information. With this, you can achieve the thing. If somebody asks you for this information, you can just go make a pure report of that, rather than making the report in a tabular form. The way what we have built in a canvas, like a transpose thing, duplicate tables and those things. It's very tedious and task to do that thing. Yeah.
So in
So
our
in
Excel, yeah, in our
yeah.
Excel, when we put pivoting in the
Mm-hmm.
pivot summary sheet, then
Mm-hmm.
we will select those data cells and
Mm-hmm.
then we add a chart type, pie diagram,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bar horizontal. So
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
also
yeah.
doable, right?
So here in not that way. So here we also make a chart and pie chart. We can do build it. Because see here we have also option called as a chart. So if we click on the chart, so I can make
Okay.
a chart in not a way what in Excel sheet. We have different method for that thing. So here we can have these many charts available. We can make the widget on these charts.
Or donut, yes.
Yeah, we can do don't anything we can do. We'll take that thing. Next to after I think Wednesday we will start with that thing.
Okay.
The dashboard chart, because first we need to, because before going to dashboard thing, I want to complete the table structure thing, because because there in in the report we are going to use tables also. So you also need to be familiar with table part. So step by step we'll go back there, and by two Wednesday session or Thursday we'll go back till there. We go back to know that widget portion, so where we can see how to make a custom widget, how to make a chart and those things. We'll do that thing in detail thing. No, none of the worry. So anything you have issues still here in this conceptual form, because
Clear.
you will get this requirement in various time, because if you have compensation models, you have this requirement by show or short. That's so whenever you get requirement, always try to have a pay component using a widget, called as, or sorry, a concept called as a pivot, a cross tab concept. Okay. So right now what I can do, right now I have built this thing. Now I want to apply filters, like I want to have static filters, like story filters there by default. I want to have filter, for example, like legal entity and those things. So what I will do, I'll just click on here, and now filters. Now click on this filter. So click on this filter, is to all. Now I have three options available: dimension, measures and variables. But I always need to apply filter on dimension part. Now click on dimensions. Now here I'm going to have a legal entity name. Okay. Here I'll just click on filter by member. Now I'm going to have all those options available. So again, what I will do, click on all members, and now click on OK. Now you have those filter job information available. So if you click on the view mode, you can see those things. Yeah. So here we have filter, and now click on this filter. The UI is different right now for this optimize you. So we'll have this thing, all pages. Click on this and now apply filter on a legal entity. For example, you may also need to have, like, for somebody who want to have only have information for Singapore only. He don't care of say China and those things. So we'll come back here and just click on Singapore and apply selections. Okay. Now see the difference now. So whatever pay components are there with respect to Singapore will only come here as a pay component example. And then from this, you can choose what you want to choose. Like you only want to have phone allowances and those things. So again, you're going to drill down your information. So one single report will solve the purpose. There's no need to make multiple reports for that. You can give them as this information as a legal entity name or department as an example, and those, and get the things done. So any doubt in the filtering part, how to do filter there?
Clear, Akash.
Yeah. So in this way, you can have multiple filters, multiple story filters, multiple page filters. And now we'll just go with the concept. We also call it a date filter here. So basically what happened, for example, right now, we are not building the report. Like, for example, we want to build report on termination and those things. You want to have a termination date or something like that. We'll see that date filters in our widget building session there. But here, I just want to give a more conceptual way. For example, right now, this report we have built via as of date, as a time thing. Okay, time filter. So right now this will run as to today's date, that is on 23rd or 24th, my bad. So for example, you want to run the data on 28th or 30th or previously, for example, last month or something like that. So there what we have an option here. Just remove this everything. So in that case, for as we have option called as prompts. So you need to come on the tools and now come on job information. Now you can come here and change the date to what you want to have. For example, you want to have data till uh, like January 30th, this thing, my bad, December 31st, for example. Click on set. So you will get the data till December. So whatever values for the pay components are there till December, will get that information. So you may also have that requirement that you want to have that, that you want to see data to a specific time period, like so you want to compare the things. You want to have see the data, what pay components are there till March 30, March 24 and March 25. For example, I'm saying. So you want to compare the things. So in this option, you can just apply a date range, date filter as of date, and get the data information depending on specific end date there. So now how if you want to have this filter as this prompt as a filter, how to achieve that thing? So what I will do, I come on to this filter option available here again. Now click on this option called as filter, add no filter. I go to variables and now click on this as of date. So now this is going to be my filter by default. So wherever you want to see, for example, wherever I want to change this particular information, I don't need to go to prompts and those things. I just come here because prompt option not available for everybody. Who has able to access to edit the report only can have this option available. Okay. So now I can change the report and take the report depend upon my timeline. Okay. So for example, I want to have data till today, till 24th. I can get that information. See here by default. So now in this way, you can also control your information with the time filter here for as of date. Okay. So have you got this thing? What I've So we
Yeah.
have discussed about how to make a pivot report. Then we have discussed how to make a simple page filter, and then we have discussed how to make a prompts. Prompt means the date filter here. So we will see that next date filter we have like specific like termination date, those things while building a widget. But in especially in the table format, once we build report on as of date, we used to have this information. So I will take the use case for this for example for the onboarding report especially. You want to have the new hire data, you want to have new hires or future hires. Okay, so in that case you can use this option on hire date, that future hires. Click on this, then by default you're going to have this information like next 20 days what people are going to come in the organization. So this is the best use case for onboarding, but still you can use here also if required, or else keep it as it is. Yeah,
Yes,
so
Ash.
we have completed the things we want to complete for today's session. So tomorrow, what we are going to do, we are going to see blending. We are going to see how we are going to merge two reports into the one. And yeah, that is tomorrow's task. And once we complete the activity, then we will go back to a widget building, because there may be some requirement whereas you need to blend the report into the one. You want to make, for example, you have two data models and you want to have, for example, you have two data models. You don't want to use two different data sheets and merge into one offline. You want to merge those things in one report only. So how to merge two different data model into the one, we can see in tomorrow's session, which is called as blending concept. Okay, it's very useful in terms of when useful it is useful when you have cross the limit of 30 tables. Right now you may know that in story we have a limitation that we cannot take more than 30 tables in a single story, or 120 fields. But sometime you may exhaust the limit of 30 tables. So in that case what will happen, either you need to go back and make two different reports, then take the report export, do VLOOKUP and make the report into one. So to avoid that thing, here we can have a blending concept, whereas you can, blend the report. We can mix the two reports into the one and get data in the one single report. So tomorrow we'll see that thing as a conceptual part. Yeah. So now forum is open for Q&A. Any question, anything need to repeat it, not understood, Raj? Anything? Not with today's session, Canvas or something. Anything that need to address or something? Yeah, let me know. Happy to have the
No, and
questions.
now I am unable to access this system actually. I informed the Windows.
Okay.
So I'm just
Okay.
waiting for the system access permission.